Hi, you are a safety officer. You have a major responsibilities of safety. But nowadays it's integrated form. The health, safety and environment, even its quality, the QHSE. So, being a safety officer or engineer, what things through the environment you know it. You must have a environmental knowledge. That time only your job role fulfilled. So, what are the things you must know it? Let's see one by one. Number one, you know it. What is environment? What is pollution? What are the different kinds of pollutions? Air pollution, water pollution, land or soil pollution, and then radiation pollutions, and then noise pollution. So these pollutions, not only the pollutions but also it's a lab analysis, it's a test reports, and how it's coincides with the permissible limits. So the permissible limits is the key. So being a safety officer, you must know it, how this references in terms of where you are located, the country's environmental rules and regulations, permissible limits is there. So you must know it, the environment, pollution, air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, soil pollution, noise pollution, their units. For example, noise means dB. So the maximum level is the 80 dB is a permissible limits. So when it's industry, then it's domestic is different. So there are limits, you must know it. So that is the environmental rules and regulations are there. Legislation is there for each and every country. When you are in the Gulf, it's a different. When you are in India, it's a different. When in US, it's a different. It's a EPA, Environmental Protection Authorities are there. So their limits, you must know it, being a safety officer or safety engineer or in safety department. Then number two, you must know it, the environmental impact assessments. So the environmental impact assessments, how the structure of the overall environmental aspect impact register. So the environmental aspect impact register itself, what is the value, what is aspect, what is impact. So if the sources of the pollution arising is the what we call environmental aspect, then that leads to the environmental impact. Engineering job is environmental aspect. What is the environmental impact? Noise is the environmental impact. So when in your limit, in your site, there is an environmental aspect, there is an environmental impact. So where you have to keen, what is the significant environmental impact? So when it's come to the significant environmental impact, so what will be your solution for that? How you are controlling, you have a documentation. So these things you must have. In case of water, wastewater. In case of you have a waste, then solid waste, hazardous waste. These are all the things environmental impact. So when you have these things in your site or in your area, so you must have a proper documentation as per the local environmental rules and regulations. That is second point, environmental impact assessment, significant impact and their containment, how you are disposing their documentation. These things, being a safety officer person, you must know it. Number three, the solid waste management, hazardous waste management. These things, how you third part, solid waste, hazardous waste, and whatever waste generated from your industry, how you are handling, how you are disposing, how you are storing. So these things you must have a proper records. So in this proper records, you have to be follow the local rules, environmental rules and regulation. What is it? And then you must have a proper documentation and proper containment, proper disposing. These things you must have a being a safety engineering officer. Where you are located, you must know it. This is third part. Then fourth one. Fourth one, energy conservation. The energy conservation means what all energy you are conserving within your locality or your site location. It's water, fuel, then electricity, and whatever energy resources you have. So how you are conserving, you must have a records. So when the peoples are coming from auditing or anything, then you can get a positive note in that, and then you have a signages, posters, water saving, electricity saving, fuel savings. So that is the environmental part, major thing you must. Then fifth one, being a safety person. So you must know it, 5R principles of waste management, sir. So that is the refuse, whatever the materials you are purchasing or your total overall industries, you have to think about waste generations, and the first refuse are not possible, then you can reduce the material. Then if not possible, then reuse it. Then if the reusing not possible, repurpose it, then recycle it. So these are the 5R principles you must have, and you have to be strict on it in your site locations. So the environmental part, these things are very major part. Apart from that, there are a lot of oil spillages are there. In case of oil spillage, how you have to contain. In case of air pollutions, how you have to contain. These things you have to be keep on updating. That is the way you can develop yourself being an environmental person. So the environmental is nowadays is a key role in worldwide. Being a safety person, you have to be a integrated form of HSC, the health, safety and environment. In this health and safety environment part, the environment playing a major role. So you have to think about the environmental emergencies, the pollutions, and then solid waste management, hazardous waste management, e-waste. These all the things you have to be having a look. I have to study, and you have to think about environment always. So that will added advantage for you being a safety officer. Thank you. If you like this information, subscribe my YouTube channel, like and share it, press the bell icon. Thank you very much.